Hello YouTube, it's Romana here, aka Crypto Nash, coming to you with another one of my cryptocurrency videos. Today we're going to talk a bit about Buzzcoin. As you guys know, who've been watching my channel, I have actually made other videos about Buzzcoin. I think the last time I made a video was about a month ago when they released their new roadmap. Since then, they've released their white paper and a couple of other stuff, which I'm going to cover off tonight. But yeah, I just really wanted to look at Buzzcoin, which I believe is really one of my top coins for 2018, and not just one of my top coins, but I think one of my favorite crypto projects and one of my favorite blockchain projects period at the moment. And we're going to dive a little bit into that tonight, and just why I think that this is going to be, why Buzzcoin is going to be huge in the next year, and why there's so much value in this coin at the moment. What I wanted to do first is, firstly say to everyone who is subscribed to my channel, to all my subscribers, thank you very much for everything. We've passed 400 subscribers recently, so I'm very chuffed with that, and I'd really like to say thanks to everyone for watching all of my videos, for commenting, and all of your likes, everything, all of the shares. It's all very much appreciated. So thank you very much, guys, for everything. And yeah, as always, please like and subscribe to my videos if you like what you see. And yeah, this is a new year. So just wanted to say Happy New Year to everyone. Let's hope this is going to be an awesome year. I definitely think in the crypto scene this is going to be an absolutely massive year. I think we've seen so many new people jump into crypto this year, especially. I know I've been in crypto a little bit over a year, probably about a year and 6 months now, something like that. I've been making videos probably for about 6 months, 7 months now, I think. But yeah, I mean, last year was huge. There was a lot of new people coming into crypto last year, especially towards the latter part of last year. I think this year is going to be absolutely massive. I think there's so many people coming in, so much new money, so many people looking to invest into crypto and really discovering the cryptocurrency and the blockchain scene. So yeah, I think it's going to be absolutely massive, and I think projects like Buzzcoin are going to be absolutely massive this year. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it and tell you guys why I think Buzzcoin is going to be so awesome. First of all, just wanted to say, disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just a average Joe who is interested in crypto and who's been in the crypto scene, and I share my experiences and the stuff that I'm personally invested in and why I'm invested in it, and my sort of trials and tribulations with it. So as I said, I'm not giving any investment advice. Please do not. The golden rule of investment is do not invest more than you are willing to lose at the end of the day. All right. Well, now that that's over, let's jump into Buzzcoin. So I've just done a little PowerPoint just to keep track of where we are. But the first thing I want to talk about, and I'm not going to talk about everything tonight. I think, as I said, I made a video about a month ago that was a bit more of an in-depth review, and that looked at the roadmap and sort of what the coin is and the team behind it and all that sort of stuff. I'm not really going to go into that tonight. If you want to watch that, go and have a look at my videos. There is another Buzzcoin video in there, as I said, from about a month ago. So go and have a look at that. That will give you a kind of an in-depth review of the coin. Today, I just really wanted to look back at where we are today, where we are on the 8th of January in 2018. What's happened since the last time I made my video, and why I think Buzzcoin is a fantastic project, and why I think this coin is going to take off this year in 2018 with everything that they've got coming down the line. So first of all is the supply reduction program. So I started talking about that in my last video, but basically what this is, and I'm just going to jump out of this coin. So yeah, so before that, obviously Buzzcoin, you can have a look at it on CoinMarketCap. It's ranked number 410. Current value is about 13 satoshis. It's gone up 66% today. I think since the start of the year, it's gone up probably about 300-400%. It's gone up quite a lot since the start of this year, especially since the release of the white paper. But it's been slow and steady and organic growth, which is really, really good, which is what you want for a good project like this. Current market cap's about 20,644,000. 24-hour trade volume is just under $1 million, so there's really good trade volume. And it's traded on Coin Exchange, Yobit, Trade Satoshi, and Coins Market. Obviously, Coins Market's been down for a few days now because of I think they had a DDoS attack or whatever it might be. But anyway, as you can see, most of the traffic is actually, most of the volume is on Coin Exchange, taking the bulk of it, and then the other bulk of it is on Yobit. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Yobit. I prefer Coin Exchange to it, but they've always worked for me. I know some people have had horror stories with Yobit, but touch wood, it's always worked for me. Yeah, so that's just the basic stats of the coin as it stands at the moment. But we were going to talk about the supply reduction. So jumping into the supply reduction is, you guys can see that we have a current circulating supply of around 11 billion coins, and the staking rate, current staking rate is 1,200% APR per annum. Now that is actually going to decrease, and I'm just going to jump into the white paper for that. The white paper is available on the website. I'll go into that in a little bit of in a second, but I really just wanted to jump into the white paper because they've specifically addressed that in this part of the white paper. So the coin reduction, so basically what happens is, after block I think it's block 930,000. Yes, that's correct. After block 930,000, the 1,200% staking rate falls away, and there's a new staking rate that then takes. There's an algorithm that actually calculates the staking rate based on the current supply and the max supply. So you can have a look at the formula, which is here, which is 1,200%. So the APR minus 1,200% times current supply divided by max supply. So there's a whole formula that basically, as the supply gets closer to max, it consistently brings down the APR to always ensure that it slows down the coin production. So kind of like what Bitcoin do with the halving of their block reward every X thousand blocks. It's a similar sort of thing to that, to make sure that it takes a lot longer to get to that max supply. So this is really a really good way that the team is, or a really good thing that the team's implemented to manage the supply of the coin, to make sure that there's always a relatively lowish supply of the coin, or that the coin never gets to max supply, which I think is really, really good, because they were talking about when it sort of kicks in at 930,000, the staking rate will be at 500%, but as it continues to go down, you know, when it gets close to the end, we're looking at a staking rate between 1 and 30% ROI, depending on the burn of coins as well. And the burn of coins is something really, really interesting that I wanted to touch on as well, because I'm sure there are other coins that probably do it. I just don't maybe know of other coins that do it exactly in the same way. So all the transaction fees for Buzzcoin are actually burnt. So every time there's a transaction, those fees that you pay for that transaction doesn't, like with most other coins, you know, usually goes to the node that handles the transaction. That doesn't actually happen. It gets completely burnt out of the coin supply. And obviously, the higher the circulating supply is, the more transactions there are in the network, and therefore the more coins you burn. So it's a very clever way to also manage the coin supply by burning the transaction fees. And obviously, as I said, the more transactions there are on the network, the more you're burning. So it's a very good and effective way to always maintain the coin supply, to always make sure that the coin supply, the current supply, is below the maximum or the total supply that there'll ever be, because there's always going to be transactions on the network, and therefore there will always be coin burn, and because there's always coin burn, you never get to it, and that whole thing. So you know, you can kind of work it out for yourself. I'm not going to bang on about it for too much. So that was really the coin supply issue, and as I said, that's in the white paper. You can go and have a look at that. But that really sort of solves that problem, or wasn't really necessarily a problem, but it's a really good solution to always ensure that you never get to that total supply. The next thing I wanted to touch on, and as you guys have seen, is probably the white paper. So the white paper, which can be found on the Buzzcoin website. So if you go to buzzcoin.info and just scroll down, you'll see that there is a white paper has been published, and I think the white paper was published just before Christmas, so like a day or two or a couple of days before Christmas. I can't exactly remember when, but it was late in December, so around about the Christmas period, they published their white paper. So if you go and have a look at the white paper is quite extensive, quite well written. It goes into depth about what the Buzzcoin team have been working on, and specifically a lot of the projects they've got coming down the line this year, and a lot of the initiatives and things that they're working on. As you can see from the content, it goes a little bit into about what the coin is and how it works, and the whole the open source philosophy that they've taken to the coin, which I'll touch on a bit later, and obviously a lot of the projects and the history and stuff. A lot of the stuff that I'm not going to go into here because I've already talked about them in a previous call, but they're all in very nicely summed up in the white paper. So yeah, it's a really good place to get an overall look and feel of exactly what's going on with Buzzcoin. As I said, it's a pretty well put together paper. It looks very good from the team. I'm very happy with what they've done with the paper. It's very clear and concise, and speaks to quite a lot of the stuff that the team are doing and what they've been working on, and where the coin is definitely going, especially in this next year, and in the 4 quarters of 2018. So I think very relevant to this video, and obviously for anyone who's interested in the coin. So moving ahead, I'm going to take a look at some of the projects, and as you guys can see here, I've specifically put in here IoT integration, because I think that Buzzcoin is probably one of the, and I'm sure there are other IoT coins, but none of them that work in the same way that Buzzcoin works. I truly believe that the Internet of Things, the IoT integration onto the blockchain, is a really fantastic idea. I know that IBM and a couple of other people out there are working on various blockchain solutions with IoT in mind. But this is really one of the first IoT blockchain coins that's already out in the market, that has got a proven investor base, a dedicated dev team, a solid community. I know I checked on Discord today, there's something like almost 3,000 members in the community. So it's a really solid base that they're starting from. And they've come up with some really, really interesting real world solutions and problems that they're going to solve with the blockchain, and with integrating IoT devices and the data they produce onto the blockchain. And there's two specific things that they're working on currently at the moment, and they are clean energy smart contracts and smart hive smart contracts. So I'm going to touch on these a little bit, and just give you guys a broad stroke overview of what these things are, but also kind of give you a reason of why I think this whole IoT integration is such a fantastic idea, and why I think IoT blockchains, and especially cryptocurrencies connected to IoT blockchains, is going to be a massive thing in the next year, and probably more so in the year after, when a lot more people start realizing the benefits of IoT integration into blockchain, and with cryptocurrency backing that up as well. So yeah, let's look at the first one. The first one is the clean energy contracts. So it says, using the Buzz blockchain and clean energy contracts, our current IoT masternode meters will revolutionize the consciousness awareness of commercial and residential energy consumption. Now, if we have a look and click on this currency, we can see that these currency devices are actually, they're smart devices, they're Internet of Things devices that, and again, you guys can flick through this at your own time when you're on the website, but these devices basically connect to all of your sort of electrical appliances in the house, or in your business. It's not just restricted to residential, but it's kind of residential and commercial. And I think that they're working with this company called 3DFS, which is software defined electricity, is what they sort of say their thing is. But they've got various devices, but one of these devices, which is this sort of thing, is basically a sensor that sits around the power cord of any of your devices, and this sensor measures a whole bunch of data points about the energy flow and the usage of energy and all the sort of metrics that go around what that specific device is doing, and it wirelessly sends that information to a sort of hub, and that hub is effectively one of these currency, and I'm sure if you have a look here, they've got sort of the thing. There's sort of three elements, three components to this whole device. But what that basically allows us to do is it allows these devices to upload or to transmit the data points that they capture about energy usage through devices, specific devices, but not just devices in the house, but specific households, and sort of anonymously upload and share all that and place all that in stuff on the blockchain, where things like universities and research companies and all sorts of sort of institutions like that can leverage the data that is provided by these IoT devices and stored on the blockchain to do research on energy usage, for instance, not even by specific devices, but they could look at it at a global scale, because what you end up doing is you have a decentralized database of electricity usage globally that is uploaded, that can be used to do analysis on and provide specific trends and charts and insight into how people and companies and organizations use the electricity, to see how electricity can be used more effectively. Now, you kind of think, well, where does the masternode thing fit into this? Basically, what happens is that if you install one of these currency smart devices, these IoT devices in your house, it has got a fully working copy of the Buzzcoin blockchain. Let's call it a full running node of the Buzzcoin blockchain on that device. It acts like a full node on the network, like a masternode on the network, and will receive rewards for uploading data or for providing data onto the blockchain. So you can effectively earn Buzzcoin by simply having these smart IoT devices in your home that allow you to be more conscious about how you use electricity. As I said, there's a lot of stuff on this page that will tell you what all the advantages of these things are, but allow you to be more conscious of electricity, more energy efficient at the same time as submitting your data effectively. Not want to say selling the data that you are creating, but in this digital world that we're living in, data is an asset, and if you produce data through IoT devices, you can receive payment for the data you provide, which is valuable, as I said, to research institutions and universities and things like that they can do to do all the sort of different research and things like that they need to do. So just in that way, can you run a masternode on the network and start earning buzz, and then you can spend that buzz again on other stuff, which I'll get to in a bit. But the second thing that they're working on at the moment is the Save the Bees kind of thing. But what the Save the Bees thing is it's effectively smart hive technology. And I'm just going to read this blurb so that you guys can understand the background about it. So it's using the Buzz blockchain and smart contracts, we are working to create smart hive technology that ensures sustainable honeybee populations worldwide. With masternode smart hive monitors, we will incentivize the local and organic industry to attempt to move away from cruel and unsustainable factory farming practices. So, yeah, again, if you don't know a lot about factory farming of honey and all that sort of stuff, I would recommend just going onto YouTube and just searching a few videos on like factory bee farming, and you'll get a real understanding of some of the heinous practices that there are going on in the world of beekeeping. But besides the point, I think the whole world knows that honeybee populations are under threat globally. And it's a well-known fact that because honeybees basically pollinate all of the crops that provide food, if honeybees die, human beings die very shortly after. Now, again, I'm going to jump into the white paper for this because I think there's more information on the white paper. And as I said, all of this stuff's in the white paper, so please go and have a look there in the white paper. But it works on the same principle as the energy IoT devices. So these devices that sit within these smart hives measure so many different data points about the colonies that live within these hives, the temperatures, the toxicity levels of things like the honey, how many bees come in and out, what the different behaviors are of the bees at different times of day. This sort of information that again is valuable to institutions like universities and research institutions who are trying to manage and track bee populations worldwide to understand how they work and how bee populations can be maintained and improved globally. But until now, it's very difficult to capture. There are smart beehives, and they do capture information, but it all happens in silos. That information is usually captured on some centralized system or used by one institution, and it's very difficult for institutions to share this information with each other. And that's where the beauty of the blockchain technology comes in, because the blockchain allows for this information, the information that is captured from these IoT devices, to be stored on the open public ledger, where again institutions can use this data for their own research purposes. And because the data can be provided from any beehive at any time all across the world, it is a global map, it is a global view of what bee populations are like across the world and what is happening at any given time of any bee population all across the world. And they can really do some interesting stuff with that data. I mean, the sort of analysis that can be done out of the data and the sort of insight that can be extracted from that sort of massive global data set is just phenomenal. So again, and it works in the same way in terms of masternode rewards, where beekeepers and farmers can receive compensation for the data that they're effectively providing, because the data that is uploaded for that data, they get masternode rewards in the same way that a masternode on any proof of stake network would get a reward. They get a reward for that as well. And again, for honeybee farmers all across the world, creates an additional stream of income where all that they need to do is provide information about the health of their beehives. And I can't think of a better way to incentivize any sort of farming practice or any practice to be better at what they do, by incentivizing them to share information at the end of the day. And the same sort of thing counts for the electrical IoT. At the same rules apply in terms of the sort of information, the sort of insight that can be that can be sort of extracted from information from a global data set of energy usage from both commercial and residential properties, something that just doesn't exist today, and could prove to be invaluable in the fight against global warming and all the other sort of stuff that we're doing in this sort of quest of ours to become a lot more energy efficient. So yeah, and I think these are two phenomenal projects. I think the way that this blockchain integrates with IoT and the goal of these initiatives that the team have set out, and that the problems, that the real world problems that they're attempting to solve through this coin is absolutely fantastic. The applications for this sort of technology is phenomenal, and hence why I believe IoT coins will take off in this year. But I specifically believe Buzzcoin will be the IoT coin of the year, probably of for the foreseeable future, because not just only are they the first people really, the first people there, but the applications of what they're trying to do at the moment is really phenomenal. So yeah, moving on, because I know I've already rattled on for about 20 odd minutes about this sort of IoT integration and how excited I am about that. But really going to touch on the roadmap. So they have produced a roadmap. It is somewhere, there's a whole bunch of stuff about gamification they're also working on. I do honestly recommend going to have a read. Here we go, development roadmap of the white paper. It really is awesome. So we're going to skip Q4 2017 because that's gone. So where are we today? So basically what they're doing, I know that the dev team is really busy working hard on getting the wallet upgrades done. When the wallet upgrade and the referral programs through, then it's all hands to the pump for the website, getting the website and marketing upgraded. And then there is a massive push for more exchanges. Currently trades on, as I said before, Coin Exchange, Yeobit, Coins Market, and Trade Satoshi, I believe, are the four. The team are really moving forward, going to push hard once all the websites and everything's done. Specifically for Bittrex and Binance are the two target exchanges to be listed on in before the end of Q1. And then moving on to Q2 and Q3. So this is really where the IoT projects come into their own. Those IoT projects I've just spoken about, they will probably be implemented around Q2 or Q3. I know that it says here the Beehive project is Q3 and Clean Energy is Q1. I think, maybe these two things could swap over, just because I think the interest that this has been gathering in the sort of beekeeping world has been big, and may have to be the one that goes in first, just because of the applications and the interest in the all the sort of excitement that has gone into that, and the sort of the usefulness of that. So and that is just my kind of prediction. As I said, I'm not involved with the team. I'm just sort of thinking out loud of how that might work. There's a web and a mobile shop coming in, a Buzzcore upgrade. Yeah, there's a lot going on this coin. And as I said, this dev team is really awesome, dedicated to this coin. There's always something going on. So yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that they will deliver on what's on this roadmap. The one thing I wanted to talk about especially is transparency. Now, for anyone who's been around in crypto for a while, for at least the last year and a half, or how long, even people who are new to crypto will understand this fact, that if you are researching a project, if you are trying to find out what's going on, what the developers are doing, what the roadmaps are, or just what's going on at any given time, it's really difficult. Not very many of these cryptocurrency projects have great transparency with their investors about what's going on, who's working on what, and all that sort of stuff. Buzzcoin is completely the opposite. This is the one coin, this is the one project that I can truly say is has real transparency from the team. They are always in the Discord. There's announcements that go out, even small announcements, by the team lead. He's very active. There's as I said, there's tweets going out every other day with small announcements. The transparency is just great. You always know what's going on. You always feel real assured that they are working on problems, or that they are working on innovation, and that there's a real good solid team behind this coin. The other thing that I also really love is the fact that they've got their Trello board, so their team Trello board is publicly available. Anyone can find the link on their website and just go onto this page, and you can see what is going on, what work is in progress at the moment, who's working on it, which stage they're in, and what has been completed so far. So, you know, I don't know of any other coin program, or it's sort of any other coin that I'm on at the moment where, like, the Trello board is openly available for everyone to see what the team is working on and kind of what stages they are at. There are very few coins that I'm involved in where the dev team and the community leaders and everyone is really involved in the Discords and talking to the investors and just doing a really good job of telling people what's going on and what they're working on at the moment. So I think for me, in terms of transparency and being able to have confidence in what is going on, what the team's doing, in terms of the progress of the project, hands down, probably the best cryptocurrency project available out there at the moment for people who have invested money in it or who are thinking about investing in money into it. That there is people behind it and work going on, and just, as I said, general transparency about what's happening. And that sort of leads me on to my last point, really, and that's the dev team and the community. And you know, I've sort of spoken about that throughout the conversation, throughout this call, or throughout this video, is really the community that's around this coin. I'm in the Discord every day. I talk to normal people in the Discord. I chat to the developers. I chat to the team there. Everyone is super nice. Everyone's really friendly. Really adult, grown-up discussions that go on in the Discord. And you know, I really enjoy hanging out there. You know, there's no tolerance for any childish behavior or foul language, anything like that, which just makes it a really nice place to be. And you know, the people, as I said, in there are super nice. The dev team are great, always available to chat to anyone. So I really love this project, and I think, and as I said, for all these reasons that I've just mentioned, the IoT integration, the white paper, the roadmap, the dev team, the transparency, everything that's coming down the line in 2018, for me, just means that this is going to be a super project and a super coin in the year to come. I just even think, you know, it's gonna explode in this first quarter and probably proceed to go on and on and on in the second quarter. Yeah, there'll be ups and there'll be downs, just like every other coin, but just look at what they're doing. Look at the projects they're working on, and look at what a difference this project, this cryptocurrency or blockchain project can make to the world, and to the people, you know, who will be part of this project and will be running these masternodes, these IoT masternodes, and contributing data about their energy usage and about their bee farming, and being paid for that all at the same time. Man, I'll stick a beehive in my apartment block if I have to, if that's going to earn me some Buzzcoin at the end of the day. But I think it's a fantastic project and a really yeah, and you know, really solid investment for me. At least I've bought into it. I'm invested into it. I've been invested since like August, I think, and you know, I've been through the peaks and the troughs with them, and I've got more confidence in this coin after being in there for 4 months, and I'm more optimistic about the future of this coin after being in it for the last 5 months or whatever it might be than any time before, because I can see the hard work of the dev team, and of the community, everyone involved, just paying off at the moment. As I said, the price is just one reflection of it, but it really is down to the solid efforts of the team and everyone behind it, and I have to commend them for doing such a great job. But yeah, guys, that's really the video I wanted to make tonight about Buzzcoin. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As I said, it's going to be it's one of my, let's call it, super coins for 2018. I think IoT coins and privacy coins are going to be huge this year. I'll maybe do like another coin that I'm invested in next week, which is which could be like my other super pick of the year. There's a few of them that I've got, so please let me know down in the comments if you guys like to see that, or if there's any coins in particular you'd like me to review. I usually just do coins that I'm personally invested in myself, because yeah, I don't like to speculate on stuff that I'm not invested in. So I always say I kind of document. I'll just tell people what I've done and what I'm doing at the moment, and why I'm doing it, and if they like it, that's cool. But yeah, guys, that's all from me for now. As I said, Happy New Year, and thanks to all my subscribers, and please everyone, hit the like button down below. That would be really appreciated. Yeah, until next week, I'm going to sign off. I hope everyone has a great week and a great weekend ahead.